All right, let's dive into something that's really a core principle of professional iOS engineering: reproducible builds. Now, I know that might sound like just another technical buzzword, but trust me, it's the foundation that separates truly reliable software from, well, unpredictable chaos. Have you ever spent hours, maybe even days, chasing a ghost bug? You know the one I'm talking about. It crashes for a user or for the QA team, but when you try to replicate it, poof, it's gone. Works perfectly on your machine. It is one of the most maddening experiences in development, and it almost always leads to a single infamous phrase. And there it is, the phrase that kills productivity, wastes time, and just drives everyone crazy. In this explainer, we're going to give you the tools to banish this sentence from your team's vocabulary, for good. So let's start by digging into the problem itself, the works on my machine problem, and the kind of chaos this simple phrase can cause. And now let's look at the elegant answer to all that chaos: the reproducible, or what some people call a deterministic build. So what is it exactly? Well, the definition is pretty simple but incredibly powerful. A reproducible build means that if you take the very same source code and you build it in the very same environment, you will always get the exact same binary output. I mean, bit for bit, identical. No surprises, no maybes. The whole concept just boils down to this simple mantra: same input leads to the same output. Think of it like baking a cake. If you use the exact same ingredients, the same oven temperature, the same recipe, you should get the exact same cake every single time. Software should be no different, right? Okay, so why is this so important? Why should you care? Well, the benefits are huge, and we can really break them down into 6 key pillars that support a stable, professional development process. First up, consistency across your whole team. It is absolutely crucial that developers, QA testers, and your automated build systems are all operating in the same reality. Everyone needs to be able to generate an identical build from the same source code. And this really shows the difference perfectly. Before, you've got confusion. One developer's build works fine, another's has a weird bug. But after you enforce reproducibility, every single team member and every build server generates the exact same predictable app. The mystery is just gone. The second pillar is reliable debugging, and this is a game changer. This transforms bug hunting from a frustrating guessing game based on vague reports into an actual scientific process. I mean, when a crash happens out in the wild, you absolutely must be able to check out the exact version of the code that shipped, rebuild it locally, and see the issue for yourself. Without that ability, you're just guessing. With it, you can find and fix the root cause with total confidence. Pillar number 3 is all about having confidence exactly when you need it most, during App Store submissions. This is it, the final step before your hard work goes out to potentially millions of users. Think about it for a second. Apple reviews the compiled binary you upload, not your source code. Before, there was always this tiny little risk that the build you submit has some subtle difference from the one you just finished testing. A reproducible build eliminates that risk completely. The binary you tested is the binary you shipped, period. Our fourth pillar is a big one. We're talking security and integrity. A deterministic build process is a powerful guarantee that your software hasn't been accidentally or even maliciously altered. This is especially critical when you're using dependency managers we all rely on, like Swift Package Manager, CocoaPods, or Carthage. Without a reproducible process, a dependency could update behind the scenes, introducing new bugs or, even worse, security vulnerabilities. Reproducibility locks everything down, ensuring nothing slips into your build without you knowing about it. Next, at number 5, we have our continuous integration and continuous delivery pipelines. All that modern automation we love so much, it is completely dependent on deterministic processes to actually work. Your entire CI/CD pipeline, it doesn't matter if it's on Jenkins, GitHub Actions, or Xcode Cloud, is built on this one principle. Every automated run has to produce the same validated, tested, and shippable app from the same commit. Without reproducibility, your automation isn't actually reliable at all. And our final pillar of stability is versioning and rollbacks. Think of this as your safety net, your emergency escape hatch when something goes wrong in production. If a critical bug is discovered in your latest release, you need the ability to go back fast. Before, you might be sweating, wondering if you could even rebuild an old version correctly. But with a reproducible process, you can confidently check out any previous release tag, rebuild that exact version, and ship it to your users. Problem solved. So as we've seen, this is not just some clever technique. It's a truly foundational practice that separates professional, high-performing teams from the rest. So just to recap, it's foundational for team collaboration, for debugging accuracy, for security, for CI/CD stability, and for production reliability. In modern iOS development, it's pretty much non-negotiable. And hey, here's a little pro tip for you. If you're preparing for interviews, bringing this topic up, it shows a level of maturity that goes way beyond just writing code. It demonstrates that you actually understand the challenges of real-world, team-based software engineering. Okay, so, Section 5, your turn. How do you actually apply this? How do you make this happen? So I'll leave you with this question to think about. How do you ensure build reproducibility in your projects? It really starts with a simple checklist. First, lock down your dependencies. Use a Package.resolved file for SPM or a podfile.lock for CocoaPods. Second, make sure everyone on the team, and that includes your CI server, is using the exact same version of Xcode. You can even add a little script to your build process to verify this. And finally, manage your environment-specific settings with .xconfig files instead of checking them into your project settings. Seriously, tackling those three things is the first biggest step toward banishing "it works on my machine" from your life forever. Thanks for watching.